Honeys, I'm home. So I've been away for quite a while, I think like a month and a half. And even when I was here, it was kind of like I wasn't here with different content, like how I painted this wall, which is insane for me to wake up in the morning and just see this. And I'm digressing. Okay. This video has three purposes because everything has to have three purposes, right? The first one is what I've been up to in the month and a half that I've been kind of away. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people thought that I was resting. I was a little bit, but I was working a lot. Like I was extremely productive in the last month and a half. So what have I been up to? The second part of this video would be what are my future plans? Future. Starting like already, but kind of, starting tomorrow. What are my plans for my online business that isn't this channel? Like a different type of content and a different kind of ecosystem around that content regarding where to put that content, what kind of content it will be, and how to monetize it. And the third topic of today's video would be how will this affect this channel? I'm not leaving. Let's start with that because I know I've had a lot of people asking me that question, so I'm not leaving, and I hope that throughout this video you will understand where I'm coming from, where I'm going, and if you want to stay, because content will change. So, what have I been up to? And yes, I'm reading this from a notebook because if I had to remember all of this, I mean, I do remember all of this, but it's kind of like a mesh in my head, and I digress if I don't read, but I do have like a written script, which I told myself, what the is wrong with my mouth? Which I told myself that I would do on my 2025 New Year's resolution. Let's start at the beginning. Well, not at the beginning. The beginning will be 1988, but let's start in like what started this. So I think it was about even the beginning or the middle of the month of January that I saw a video by one of my favorite YouTubers that talks about your brand and your brand identity and basically what do you want to be known for? Like if people are going to see your brand or your name, what is the first association that you want them to have to come to mind? And in many cases, and this has even come up with several companies that I work with, my name is associated with print on demand, which I find to be preposterous because none of you are looking at my data. None of you are looking at my YouTube studio and seeing the fact that approximately 45% or 40% of all traffic coming into my channel is people who are watching my digital downloads videos, either a tutorial on how to do a certain printable or comparison between different websites where you can sell digital downloads. And then approximately 30% of the viewers watch videos on how to build your own website, whether it's a portfolio website, a blog, or again, a digital download store. And then there is a bunch of other videos taking up a few more percentages, but less than 30% is actually about print on demand from what people are watching. And I don't know how I became a print on demand YouTuber, but that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to be. And it's also not a part of my life in the same way that it is for other print on demand YouTubers that I know, that what they do is print on demand, because what I do is so much more versatile. I'm not saying it's better. They are very focused on doing print on demand stuff on multiple platforms, while I am more focused in my businesses with finding a niche and creating multiple income streams around it. So I was really thinking to myself, what do I want to be known for? What do I want the one word that people associate me with be? And even if I have to put it kind of like, in your Instagram bio, and I closed my eyes and I saw 7-year-old me putting down the very first philosophy book that I ever read after finishing it. I have been into philosophy since I'm almost 37 for almost 30 years. So I put that book down, and I don't remember what holiday it was, but I just finished reading the book, and my mom was like, okay, we need to go to grandma's house because we have like family dinner. And my great grandpa was there, and he asked me, what do I want to be when I grew up? And I looked into his eyes and said, I want to be an author. He asked me why. And I said, because I read a book and it helped me. So I want to write books to help other people. And that title, author, and the thought process of I was helped by some form of media, by a person that I've never met, and I want to do the same for others, has been my driving force for such a long time, but it was never through books. And I want that. Now, for those of you who have been watching this channel for a bit, or even in our Facebook community, because I feel like it was more noticeable there, you do know that I'm very much into human design, which is something that I kind of started getting interested in September of last year. And I did open a Substack account, which is a blogging, email, newsletter publication for a specific type in the human design sphere, which is my type, and also talking about other types as well. And I've been updating it pretty much since November, and I've been keeping really good track about this. And I wanted to make this a new channel or a new thing. But at the same time, I was also thinking about philosophy and the fact that philosophy has been the longest interest in my life, maybe second to playing the guitar, which I started at the age of 5 or 6. But philosophy has been there, whether it was Stoic philosophy or moral philosophy or just random philosophical questions of existentialism, of why we are here and who made all of this. And I feel like there was something that was preventing me from carrying on this whole human design aspect in terms of making a channel about this or making content about this, because human design is very much about answers. Whether you believe in those answers or not, human design is math. Like, it gives you numbers and those numbers correlate to things. It's very much about digging in to find answers. And philosophy is not really about answers, it's about questions. And I was kind of going back and forth between the two, and it somehow led me to Gene Keys, which is a different structure to how to find your life's purpose or your life's challenges or struggles through your birth chart. And with Gene Keys, I finally found the answer through asking the right questions, or a constant move towards answering questions that you come up with along the way. I don't know how to explain it. It will probably be a separate video in this channel or in a different one. And I was looking into getting certified with something because I am almost 37 years old and I have never in my life paid for education. Everything that I learned was kind of, you know, by myself, very autodidactic and from people and from trial and error. And I did want to have something official to study. And at first I wanted to get a human design certification, but that journey led me into Gene Keys. And I am going to become an official guide, which is a very long process. It's a minimum of 9 months because the first 6 months you're basically treating yourself. You're basically taking care of yourself and working on your own flaws and your own challenges and understanding how a profile looks from your perspective on you for 6 months. And then there are 3 months to become a guide. It's a minimum of 6 months and minimum of 3 months. And I started my minimum of 6 months in early March. And I actually have already 2 notebooks full of comments. And this has helped me understand so much of what I want to do in my life and helped really form the concept of my new business. And at the same time, this was all happening, something in me still wasn't launching. I got a new domain, I got a new this, I got a new plan, I got a new Substack, I got whatever, but something wasn't clicking, something wasn't launching. There is this kind of thing where I do know that many creators can just, hey, what am I filming today? This is what I'm filming today. Great, let's open the camera and start. But it almost never worked for me. And when I did do that, for me personally, it always felt forced. And I always felt like when I want to film something, when it's the right time to film something, my body is gonna wake up. You're filming today. It's true. It's how I woke up this morning. And I knew it from last night that this is how I'm going to wake up this morning. I'm going to wake up this morning, rewrite my entire script and film. So I didn't have that with the projects that came into mind. And I got stuck asking myself why. Because in the past month and a half, I've been buying multiple domains. I almost launched a bunch of stuff. I started writing 5 books, which is funny because I was making jokes that I write books in the same way that I read them, because I have 5 books that I'm reading next to my bed right now. And the books that I'm writing are also versatile in topic. They're about productivity, about developing trust, about attachment, about moral philosophy, Stoic philosophy. There is one book that I'm really working on that's called Emotional Precision, which is all the emotions that grown-ups never taught us about or taught us wrong about these emotions and how to take them into the adult world as grown-ups. And all through this process, it wasn't just me changing my mind about what business I want to start. It was also me changing my mind about what I want to do here. There was the word sabbatical existing in my head for such a long time. It was even existed outside of my head because I did say to a bunch of friends, I think I might just take a sabbatical, away from this channel, make a video in 6 months or something just to keep the channel alive, but take a break. And nothing felt right. I wanted to make a video saying like, I'm going in a different route. Thank you so much for 4 years. Let's carry on. And I didn't. And I kept trying to ask myself why. During this process, in the last month and a half, I've had 5 breakthroughs to refine what I want to do here and what I want to do with my new business. And I feel compelled to mention them because they do relate to people. And I don't know if that is interesting to you in the form of what is happening in my life, or in the form of maybe you have people in your life that you can bounce ideas off of and you would learn from the way that I've done it. So the first person was Marie, who's a digital nomad expat living in Bansko the same way that I am. She also works online with clients, which is something that I did many years ago, and she's a pretty cool person. And with her, I brought it up because I felt like I want to see what is the problem, and I felt like she could give me, like, listen to me of what I want to do, and give me feedback on what she thinks the problem is, because she has a really nice way of taking every topic and imagine as if it was happening to her. And she told me to not stop the things that I'm doing that are making me money. I'm either going to add more things, or I'm going to just continue doing this because financial stability is the most important thing. And then I played a certain game of how much money does she have based on my personal income streams and revenue streams, and the fact that I kind of don't need to work. By the way, I own this apartment. I have enough passive income streams to last me for a while, and I even have a disability pension. So I kind of don't really need to work at all. And she looked at me and she was like, yeah, so do it. Whatever you want to do, if you don't need the money, do it. Who cares if money is not important? And that was a big, big help. So, Marie, if you're somehow watching this, thank you. The second person who helped me was Misho, my ex and my best friend. I feel like he's always been like my biggest fan when it comes to everything that I wanted to do. I want to do this. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I built this. Oh my God, it's amazing. And he's also been amazing with the fact that I keep changing my mind about my next big idea. Like every 5 seconds, he was never the person who goes like, why do you keep changing your mind? He's so not a buzz killer. I mean, I know I change my mind a lot, but it's kind of who I am. I think it's a part of my charm. And I think that he sees that. And his help wasn't just a constant support. It was the fact that along the years, I have helped him, obviously, with some of his online venues or ideas. So he always believed in me when it comes to talking about the business aspect. And now, when I'm asking him, like, do you think that this is a good idea for me to do this different thing that is very personal, philosophical? He told me that I've helped him not just with business, I also helped him with understanding himself and understanding his relationships with his family and romantic relationships. And he thinks that it's amazing that I will be able to do the same thing for other people. So, Misha, if you're watching this, thank you. The third person who helped me focus on the simplicity of things was a friend of mine from here named Anna, because I was kind of trying to talk to her about, what has she been up to? What have I been up to? She's been away for a couple of months and then she came back. And in the process of me telling her some stuff about me wanting to create different content on a different channel or writing books, it's like everybody that was suddenly around the reception area of our complex just started meddling. And at some point, she just looked at me and she's like, you like books and you like talking. You should be talking about books. So, yeah, that was me trying to imitate an Uruguayan accent. But yeah, I do love books. I feel like a kid in a bookstore, which I went with Anna a few days ago, which was amazing. It was like drowning in all of it. Also, like researching book covers for my books. But yeah, the simplicity of you like a topic and you like talking. Talk about the topic. Don't overthink. The fourth person. Oh, it's actually kind of funny. But the fourth person that helped me is from Fourthwall. I had a call with Vincent from Fourthwall, one because my account as a supporter, affiliate, referral has been a little bit upgraded. So if you use my link to open your Fourthwall store, you start off with $20 to shop your own merch and test it out. But we were also talking about a lot of changes in my plan, the changes for this channel and the changes for a new channel. And since Vincent is not just, working with me because I'm a YouTuber talking about Fourthwall, he works with content creators about how to sell products, digital or physical, the print on demand ones. And we had a consult call, and I feel like he got it. I was able to explain to him everything I want to do, and he was like, "That sounds awesome. Can't wait to see your store." And it gave me that little bit of a push, because in that moment, he's like two people. He's a company that I work with on this channel, and he's the company that I will be working with on the other channel, on the other business avenue. So that was pretty awesome. And last but not least, and I'm only placing him last because it was literally last night, is Philip. Philip Anders. For those of you who know Philip from his YouTube channel or from the Print on Demand Council that I've been on a couple of times, there was a part of me that already refined the idea of what I want to do, that finished thinking about this. But again, something was not picking up the camera. So I texted Philip if I can consult with him, content creator to content creator, and contemplate these things with him in search of what is actually the problem. And I feel like we were like, I don't know, an hour and a half into the conversation when I realized what my problem was. And my problem was public image. And it had nothing to do with the fact that if I'm writing a book about philosophy, someone's going to Google my name and find this channel. Or if someone who's trying to find this channel is going to Google my name and find the other channel. It had nothing to do with algorithms or SEO. It was just about the perception of what would people think. Because I do remember when I brought up something in one of my previous videos about leading my business with my faith, people were like, "Oh, you became religious all of a sudden." And I'm like, no, my faith has been the sounding board of my life for so many years, way before I started this channel. And I kind of told him, like, I feel like people are gonna go like, "Philosophy? You?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you have no idea how many philosophy books I have here, how many philosophy books I read." I was 9 years old when I got a special approval from our school to go into the adult library, not the kids one, so that I can read philosophy books. I've been passionate about this for such a long time. I actually studied philosophy in university when I was 9 years old. I went to a really awesome school and we were in a special program, and this is something that was always there, but I felt like, is this going to be pretentious? Oh, like, look at me, I'm an author now. Look at me, I'm this now. And I felt like this is going to be super pretentious, or I don't know, give people whiplash. Like, why is she doing this? That was one of the things, but it was also letting people down. On this side of the camera, I don't know if you know this, but it's like every time someone wants you to make a video about something, you feel amazing and bad at the same time, especially if you don't have that energy to do that thing in that month, or that day or that week or that year. I've been having people DMing me that they wanted to see the Substack tutorial from pretty much last year. And it's this pressure that I'm going to let people down. It's a race against yourself, because the YouTube studio constantly makes creators feel like they need to post some stuff. Like, seriously, if you don't post for like 4 days, YouTube is literally going to put like it's going to show you like your scale of views and go like, "You've been publishing less than usual. That's why you're getting less views. Consider publishing another video." Or the positive reinforcements of, "You're getting so much more views because you publish more videos. Here are some other video ideas that you can do." So I feel like he got it. And it's not that Philip got it, it's just that he made me understand what was holding me back. And the minute that I understood that, I processed that, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with making less videos for this channel because I want to do something different. Which takes me, after thanking Philip, thank you so much. Great talk last night, really. To what is this business plan? This business plan will have a new name, a new brand that isn't me. It will have an ecosystem that I'm trying to plan, and that ecosystem has one purpose. It's to bring forth the tools that have helped me grow emotionally, mentally, physically, help me adapt to life's changes, help me deal with trauma, whether it's, the small traumatizing things we go through every day, or the bigger traumas in life, also physical trauma versus emotional trauma. And I just want to look at the things that have helped me and bring them to people in order to help them. And that will be in the form of YouTube videos, a Substack publication, probably a website that gathers all of these topics in one place. There will be books that I'll be writing and publishing with Amazon KDP, print on demand merch relating to these topics that I'll be talking about. Like, for example, this one, which is Born to Inform, which is a thing for human design manifestors, and printables and digital download files. Maybe there will be like meditation files, audio files. Maybe there will be like printable, like long journaling sessions and planners and stuff like that. And for both the print on demand merch and for the digital downloads, I will be using Fourthwall, of course, because I love them. I'm even considering to make the whole website just about Fourthwall because I don't think that I want a lot of content on a website form. I want a lot of content on the Substack that will promote it. So I'm looking into these dilemmas. And of course, or not of course, I don't know, there will be Instagram or Pinterest. And I'm probably going to carry out the Manifestor Substack account that I created, the Manifestor blog on Substack, just because I want to keep the ball rolling with it, because a lot of the topics that I will be discussing on the new channel can relate to human design. So from time to time, I can refer people to that. And there are also some non-relevant things to the business that are kind of being updated. Some shops that I have that I'm keeping, some that I'm closing. I closed my Redbubble store, which, by the way, it's funny that I'm getting emails with tips for premium sellers, premium tier sellers on Redbubble when I don't have a store. And it's even funnier when they sent me an email on the 7th of March that now is the time to start designing for St. Patrick's Day. I made a joke about this with Philip yesterday. It was like, now is the time. The 7th of March is when you start to design for St. Patrick's Day. Are you high, Redbubble? So some of them I'm just shutting out. I'm not closing TeePublic or Spoonflower because they make me money without me doing anything. I haven't uploaded anything in a very long time to both of these, and they're making me money. I might start uploading more to Spoonflower just in case I'm bored, because I have around 1,000 patterns that I made myself, not with AI, that I can use for Spoonflower, and they're just sitting there. So maybe when I'm bored, I'll put on a Nikki Heaton playlist and just upload some stuff to Spoonflower in the process. But the main point of all of this is that I don't want distractions, and I don't want things taking up my time and my headspace if they shouldn't. And this ecosystem is something that I'm going to be building slowly. I am not going to have a full website with 25 products and a YouTube channel with 30 videos next month. I'm actually looking at this in the scope of a year because I'm still in the process of studying Gene Keys. I'm in the process of writing multiple books. I want to read books, and I want to have a life. So I'm looking at this, by the way, the same way that I'm looking at any passive income stream. I am prepared for this to not make me money for a year, the new project. This is how I look at passive income streams. This is how I've always looked at them since pretty much 2013 that I opened my first blog. And now, how will this affect this channel? As I said, I do not want any distractions, which mean that I will not be making any videos that don't relate to what I'm doing. For example, there's a new AI tool, and you can use it to design items for Redbubble. If I'm not using that tool, and I'm not on Redbubble, I'm not making a video about this. No more random supplier product reviews. I don't care that I have a bunch of products from T-Mail here. I'm not working with them. They didn't do anything wrong. I just chose a different shop builder, and I'm tired of these distractions because they also distract me. Basically, no more tutorials on the things that I am not doing. And that directly means that I will be making tutorials on the things that I'm actually doing, like how to publish a book on Amazon KDP. And there is like loads of videos on how to create your book insert for Amazon KDP. They're all notebooks or a planner on Canva. Almost none that I've seen are an actual book, an actual one with with a dedication, a table of contents, with acknowledgements, with a bibliography at the end if needed. None. So I want to take you with me in the process of publishing my book, whether it's working on the insert, whether it's trying to find the right book cover to design, which I will probably be designing with Procreate. And it's not just designing a book cover in terms of the system or the platform or the tool that you're using. It's also, this is like a book. It's not a dumb notebook that I'm going to make 15 of. It's a book. I wrote it. I want people to read it. The cover is everything. I went to this bookstore that we have here that has surprisingly changed and transformed in the last 4 years and has Like it used to have like one small shelf for English books. Now it has like four bookshelves. It's insane. And they have these like really prestige, like limited edition covers. And as we were at this bookstore, I was trying to like really look into, how I want to design a cover. And I noticed that Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice has two different cover options from two different years of issue of the limited cover. And want to guess which one I got? Guess, 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 guess. I got this one. Dun, da, da, da. I love it so much. It's so pretty. And it became like even crazier when I was like, I'm looking at the photo of it on my phone. So it became really crazy when I was looking at her book, Sense and Sensibility, because that one had three types of covers, which was insane. I ended up not getting any of those. But if you look at the middle one, it was a very limited edition of books that have like a very unique cover, which I cannot do with Amazon KDP because those covers are like texture based, like you can feel them. And I ended up buying Little Women with that book cover, which is insane. I just love this so much. I even upload a reel on Instagram about the fact, oh my god, this book is so heavy. And it's golden. And I want to make a video on how to create your own book cover based on the fact that some of my books might have a series related to them, and I want them to look matching to each other. And of course, review the quality of the book in real life and talk about marketing it. And that's just one of the tools because the other one is Substack. So I want to make a video about Substack and how to use it. And I want to talk about how I'm using ChatGPT. And no, ChatGPT is not writing my books. I don't think he can because I found him make loads of mistakes. Even alphabetizing words was a mistake with ChatGPT. And when I asked him to give me a list of moral philosophers, he included Karl Marx there, which, regardless of the fact if you agree with Karl Marx and his opinions or not, he was not a moral philosopher. So, no, ChatGPT is not writing my books, but I am using ChatGPT in a lot of different ways. And honestly, I was thinking to make this video about how do you start your new business with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT can like walk you through things and actually think with you in a way. I did do this thought exercise a few days ago of what would be a better name for my business based on what does he understand the business is from a name. And yeah, so a video about that because that is something that I am going through, that is something that I'm doing, that is something that is helping me, that is a tool that I'm using. So making a video about that. Also building your website, building your Fourthwall store. If I decided to open an Instagram account, documenting the process of the types of videos, the types of reels, the types of posts that I've uploaded into it, and what helped and how did it grow. Basically breaking down the things I'm doing for my new venue as content for this channel. And at this point, I know that for some of you, this might not be interesting. Some of you really like the how to make patterns tutorials and upload them to Redbubble, or the content for TeePublic, or more like, the industry news, which might be here from time to time if they're relevant to me. And if you like those, if you just want to talk about keywords and SEO and more design styles and more design tools and more platforms, I would like to say thank you for being on this journey with me for this long, but it's just not what I'm going to do anymore. So I wish you all the best in your way, and I hope that you wish the same to me. And for those of you who are interested in the things that I want to talk about, welcome to the new show. Passive Income with May will discuss the passive income of May. Maybe I should have called it Passive Income of May. And the website has moved from mayarroyo.com to maytribe.com. Mayarroyo.com is currently my links page, where I'll just dump links along the way. The new name of the new project is, well, you can see it on my Substack if you dig deeper in. And speaking of Substack and whatever's happening with this community, the Substack of this channel also changed its name to Passive Income with May. There is a link to it down below. I think it's the May Tribe on Substack. And I have made a post about, how to finish Q1 strong, because we are finishing Q1 of 2025. Woo! And there will be a post on planning for Q2. And in that sense, there will also be videos relating to running your online business, regardless what it was. Because one of the videos that I want to do for so many months is how to actually work from home. And the best tips of working from home is actually working from outside, where to find inspiration, where to go to work, how to get focused, how to get things done when it comes to your online business. So I still want to do this kind of content, and for some reason my script is backwards. Our Facebook group stays the same, and if you are in our Facebook group, post, ask questions. I don't want to be the one leading the tone of the group. I just want to be a part of our own community. I think that for me, this video is kind of the one that I'm looking forward to the comments of the most. So if you got anything to say, feel free to do it in the comments. And I would love to honestly know, not in a way of stress me out about what videos to make, but out of the things that I mentioned that I'm doing, what are the things that are interesting to you? Because it's not about me making all these videos, it's about me taking time, relaxing, easing into this, and making the videos in a pace that fits me, but prioritizing this based on the people who take the time to comment. What do they want? So feel free to do so. By the way, one thing that I did notice is that I haven't introduced myself in this video. So for those of you who don't know, I'm May. And I've had this thing for the past 4 years, which is, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meroyo and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And then it became, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meroyo and I teach creative people how to align their business something. I'm looking for a new starter pitch. So if you guys have a sentence, let me know in the comments. But with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new or were at least entertained. That's what I say at any point. I would like to say thank you for anyone who's been a part of my journey for the past 4+ years, whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's on our Facebook group, subscribe to the Substack, anyone who liked, commented, shared, subscribed, whatever. For those of you who are not carrying on with me, I fully understand that and I wish you all the best. For those of you who are, welcome to the new show. This is how things are going to be for now. I'm going to leave a link on the screen somewhere to a video called The 5 Questions That You Need to Ask Yourself Twice Before Starting an Online Business, because there is a printable for that I filled out that helped me understand the goals of mine. So I'm using this method on my own business and it helped me a lot, and hoping that it would help you too, because that's what it's all about. I want to say it's been a pleasure to come back to filming again, but to be honest, I've been like a neurotic mess. If I were to make a bloopers section for this video, it will be like 25 minutes. So I'm gonna go now, even though this was very stressful, but I'm proud of myself. The stress, I think, from the camera for me at least never ended, especially after a long time of not filming. I'm digressing and I'm babbling, and I need to finalize filming so I can edit this video so you guys can see it, so you guys can comment on it, so that I can comment back. So I'm gonna go now, and as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!